I don't know, like, she's out there. You're the Florida version of Sex in the City, JD.
That's when I was smoking my cigar.
Don't be an asshole today. Okay, let's get, we're really excited because we got Dana Goldberg. So let's get on. Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go.
Woohoo.
Hi.
How are you?
Nice to see you both again.
I'm just over here complaining about being cold.
Oh, geez. Where are you, London?
Yes.
Yes.
So cold. So cold.
Oh, it's too hot here. It's hot again.
She's in Florida. I literally have 4 days in May where I don't complain about the weather.
That sounds about right.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Those are the 4 nicest days.
Yeah, it's the way it goes. Dana Goldberg, it's so good to see you.
It's good to see you both. How have you been?
Good. I'm Happy New Year.
Yes, to you.
Oh my goodness. What a year it's been.
What's that?
Said what a year it's been.
Oh, geez. I mean, the last year I want to talk. This year is going to be, I don't even know what's about to happen to this country. So,
right? Oh my
Yeah.
God. It's just incredible. It's just this massive dumpster fire that we can't even say is contained in the US anymore.
No,
Just the world is literally
it is seeping in.
it's horrible. I can't deal with it. And you know, it's like everybody's like 2024. Where are you getting that hope?
I know. Look at you all full of hope and anticipation.
Yeah, like where are you getting that from? Are you reading
wondering the same thing. Why is everybody so excited about 2024?
I just feel like it. Oh my God, I don't even know what to think. And and Dane, I know you're like you know politically active, so everything that's going on, it's just like I feel like it's going to be a repeat. And
Oh God, I hope I'm not.
No matter what.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this: if he wasn't available to run, could you see anybody else? Could you see any other Democrat?
I mean, what's unfortunate is I can, but I don't think the country can. I think Buttigieg would make a hell of a president. I really do.
I say that all the time. And I
Yeah.
like Klobuchar. I mean, there's so many. I think they're just feeling a bit dejected from the last time. They're not going to put themselves through it. But yeah, I just it's gonna. I feel like it's gonna be a shit show. I already told you, like you know, you'll wake up that morning, I'll be in tears. You know, I don't either good or bad tears. I don't know, but I'll be in
Same.
Yep. Tears. Will be tears.
Yeah.
But I mean, politics aside, I feel like every time I see a post from you, it's with some amazing person that we all want to have a hug from. Like,
yeah, it's the work I've done has put me in these rooms with some of the most incredible people. And it's funny because I always feel like I have a little bit of what is that called? Imposter syndrome. And it's so nice to have people reminding me you're in the room because you belong there. You've earned this. Right. You're supposed to be. But yeah, I've met some incredible people. They say don't meet your idols, but luckily everyone I've met so far has been pretty stellar. I don't have any bad stories about any celebrities. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, has anybody been an asshole? Anyone?
Are we recording right now? Like, are we on the podcast? Is this happening? Okay, then no, everyone's been amazing.
Maybe not an absolute asshole, but maybe not what you were expecting.
Listen, this is what I will say. When I met the person, and I really don't want to just like throw out, when I met the person, I don't think they were in the best part of their life. And so I give grace because, you know, that whole saying, you never know what people are going through. So just try and be kind. And so I don't even want to be, oh, that person's a dick, because now I feel like they've done a 180 and I'm so impressed with everything that they're doing with their careers. So I probably just met them at a moment where she wasn't in the mood.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So who stands out? Like, who's been your
oh my God,
favorite snug, your little favorite snuggle?
Ariana DeBose is just one of the kindest, sweetest, most beautiful people on the planet.
West Side Story.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Kristen Chenoweth has become a good friend of mine, and she's one of those people that you sort of see and you're like, I've loved her forever. I've watched her stuff forever. And then to actually, receive video messages from someone just being like, I miss you. I'm like, I miss you too. And then I
She's so
met,
itty-bitty. I would love to see
yeah.
a picture of you standing next to her.
Oh my God, I got to show you. I have a picture of me holding her,
Wow.
not like a baby, but sort of like a baby. She's a little pocket person. She's the
She
tiniest,
is
cutest, sweetest thing. But
like a
yeah,
little Holly Hobby. Yeah.
yeah. And so that I just feel like all of these people that I get excited to meet, no one, there's so many people that have just been so stellar that I can't even like narrow it down to three.
Right.
I mean, even Meryl Streep, when I met Meryl Streep, Jesus Christ, I forgot all of my composure. I kissed her on the cheek and was like, thank you for everything you've done for the community. And she's probably like, why are you so close to my face? And she was incredible about it. And she's Meryl fucking Streep,
Right.
So
Oh my
yeah.
God. So
Great.
you've been hosting for the HRC campaign for, I mean, their big annual gala or whatever. And I love year after
Yeah.
year after year. And that's where I see like these amazing people coming through that I go, what are they doing there? What are they doing there?
Yeah.
I just don't know enough, about what they've done. But then I'll see a clip and I'll see something, I'll be like, oh wow.
You're like, oh, it makes sense. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I host probably last year was one of my busiest years in my career, and I hosted about 35 galas for different organizations across the country. So it wasn't just the Human Rights Campaign, but HRC has about 28 to 30 galas in different cities. So when you see the big one in Washington, D.C., that's their big national dinner, but they have smaller dinners around the country.
Right.
And I'm often at those, but I also work for Lambda Legal, and I've done stuff for GLAAD and, the Trevor Project. And I've also done stuff for the straight people, like the Child Rescue Coalition, which is a really heavy organization, but they catch child predators on the dark web.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so their audience is law enforcement, FBI and police detectives, and they love me. They keep having me back because I'm able to bridge the gap between a really awful subject and bringing levity to the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's
just thought it was because like you cleaned up well.
I do. I look pretty good in a suit. I'm not gonna lie.
You
I'm not
do.
gonna lie.
Yeah.
Do you guys see my new t-shirt? Look at this.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Nice.
amazing. I don't even have a purple shirt to wear for Spirit Week.
Yeah. Purple. Yeah.
Nice.
I got this online. I was shocked because normally women's t-shirts are like men's, unisex. And this one is like a really perfect cut. I'll send you a link.
I
Okay.
was gonna get on Amazon, Denise. Get on
I want to
Amazon.
show my support and I don't know how.
Yeah.
No, I do have one of my besties, trans man, and I absolutely adore him. Like every time I go back to Florida, I have to like schedule a little time. Anytime I travel, I got to pick up a shot glass for him. It's like,
That's cute.
agenda for traveling,
Yeah.
just to
Yeah.
get Rob a shot glass. Like that's my whole thing. But yeah, it's but I mean, like, I feel like that's not doing enough. You can't just say I have a trans friend.
Right.
Like, oh, I know.
And yeah, now more than
doesn't-
ever, listen, for those of you listening to this, and I know I'm preaching to the choir here, we got to speak up. You got to
Yeah.
speak up, you got to donate, you got to volunteer, you got to dispel the myths that are being bullshitted around. And listen, I know that's not the United States. And what's crazy is that the right wing here got their talking points from the TERF community in the UK.
Yes.
So they're like now swapping bullshit, non-scientific based
Crazy.
information, and people are taking it as gospel.
It's so crazy to me. It's sickening crazy to me. Like the pedestal that J.K. Rowling has fallen down from.
Yeah.
From all her crap.
Well, it's bizarre because in one way she's fallen, and in another way she's being lifted up by a community that thinks she's right.
Yeah.
And it's just bizarre to me because she literally writes about characters that go through transitions. And she doesn't see the irony that she is trying to dispel the idea that trans people even exist in the world. It's bizarre to me.
It is. It is. It's like she sits up in this, this tower, wherever it is, this castle that she lives in with her freaking cats and just spews hate. It's like, What
Yeah.
the hell? I mean, so many. My wife used to be the biggest Harry Potter fan. Like it was so easy over the holidays to get her stuff because it was like, oh,
Yeah.
Ravenclaw, bing, buy add to cart, anything that was it was so easy. And then after all this happened, and she just like denounced that world, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
no.
I
But
was
Yeah.
thinking the same
instant.
thing
Yeah.
because her books were originally people didn't accept what she was writing about, right? I mean, in the beginning they weren't. So now, like for her to be in
This a
this
massive franchise and movies
this
and
taking, yeah, is like wow, like
yeah,
she. I would have expected her to be the last person to be
right. Right. I
someone
think that's
that
what we all go through.
platform.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like
Yeah.
nobody really thinks about it in the nobody thinks that the UK is like a hotbed of hate, but it is. There
Yeah,
are pockets of it. There are pockets, and there are I the crime's a little less because you can't access guns here and you can't,
Right.
but knife crime is on the rise. It's ridiculous. And when Theresa May was in office, she cut the Met Police, like cut it in half and
Oh,
just
wow.
yeah. So, foot patrol. I mean, if somebody was banging on my door right now and I had to call the police, they wouldn't show up. There's just not
Right.
enough of them. It's like it's
Yeah.
really it's
wow.
crazy what happens. But for me, I keep my eye on what goes on in the States. I keep my eye on what goes on over here.
Sure.
It's I am always amazed how you do what you do, how you can bring some humor, some levity, take people's minds off of it for a little while and have
Thank you.
a good time because that's what they need. Like, I feel like
Yeah,
it's not a lot of events that I want to leave my house for, but if I know I'm going to laugh, I'll go.
yeah.
You know what I
Absolutely. Oh
mean?
my God, we all need it more than ever right now. Thank you for that. I appreciate it very
No, it's
much.
I just think it's absolutely amazing. And I always tell everybody, like especially because I know you're going to Tampa and I got a pocket
Yeah.
there of people and telling them all to go because it's smart humor. Like I love that you don't go for the low hanging fruit.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah, yeah.
is what I love in comedy. Like, the shows I watch, the brand of humor that I'm most interested in is the smart comedy. And you've always, for as long as I can remember, made it a show that is inspired. Like I always feel so good after I've gone to one of your
Thank you.
shows. It's so
Uh,
fun. So you're going with is it Poppy?
I am Poppy and a comic. I think that's local to the area named Rachel.
Mhm.
We're going to be it's called the Tampa Funny Bone now. I guess it was the Improv and
Yeah.
it has now changed to the Funny Bone, but it's the Tampa Funny Bone. It's a matinee show. So for all of the lesbians that like to be asleep by 7 p.m., the show's going to be over. We're going to
Oh,
be great. It
that's
starts at 4
brilliant.
p.m. It starts at
wow,
4
wow.
p.m. Yep. So we've got a matinee, and if you're watching this and you are in Tampa and you want to get tickets there's a direct link on my website, which is just danagoldberg.com. So you can get them there. And if you're there and you're listening from Fort Lauderdale, and I think you know this just from the Facebook post, I'm going to be at the Sunshine Cathedral
Mhm.
in Fort Lauderdale on my birthday, which is April 12th. So I want people to come hang out and spend my birthday with me because I'm like,
Oh,
why not?
I'll
that's
be there. I'll get a group together because I'm in both.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
JP will
Oh,
come with the Golden
wonderful.
Girls. Yeah, and I know that Donna and Deb are already interested. So
Great.
Yeah,
yeah, I think it'll be a good turnout. That's a great venue. Jay, you've actually played there, haven't you, at MCC
yeah. I
some?
just did a show there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I hosted like a news show that they do. Um,
Nice.
no, out. What is it called? Out happening out. And I was like a guest host on the show.
Nice.
I
The
Yeah,
owners are the nicest guys. Like I haven't met Robert in person, but he's been a phenomenal person to work with. And
love him.
my friend Ann Steele does shows there, and so they introduced me to him, and he's just been stellar. So I'm looking forward to the venue too.
Yeah, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. It's
Yeah.
it's so great, and the area. I mean, a little
Yeah.
bit.
A little bit.
So yeah, I don't know. To me, I feel like you'll see a lot of familiar faces out there.
Yeah. Some
It'll be
old
good.
Wilton Manor,
Yes.
like,
right, right.
all
Yes.
that crew.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Unfortunately, I'm missing you by like 2 weeks.
Oh
I know,
no.
like I come the very end of April, beginning of,
Oh, okay.
so I will just be
No,
missing.
I'm sorry to
But
miss you, honey.
I know. When are you coming here?
That's a good question. I should probably should because I know they'd like to hear me talk shit about our former president, you know. So
Yes. Yeah.
I hate to even refer to him, but hopefully convicted felon
Yeah. There
soon.
you go.
Yeah. I don't know. I last time I performed there was so many years ago. You know, I did some shows in Portsmouth and Watford at the Highlight Comedy Club when they were still open. And I'll be honest, they were some of the most challenging shows I had, only in the sense because as an American comic, I have to find a way to connect with the British audience, and they won't hold punches. They
No.
pay a lot of money for a comedy ticket, and if they don't like you, they're gonna let you know.
And they're so
And
stoic. It's like they think they're
oh,
having a really
They
good
are.
time, but they're
yeah,
not, they don't show it.
it's like performing in front of an oil painting. I'm like, are you guys? Is everyone? Should I
Oh,
hold
that's
a mirror?
probably
Should I hold a
hard.
mirror to their
Are
face?
their eyes,
Everything's fine, right?
are their eyes
Yeah,
following me?
Oh,
yeah, everything. What about
oh,
here?
It's so true. They need
Yeah.
a lot of pints to get juiced up for a
Yeah.
comedy show. So I'm,
But when they love you, they let you know. And
they do. Yeah.
I had a lot of fun with them. A lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That was my God. I think that was the first year I was here, like 2010, no, 2011, maybe
It
2012.
was, it was, right after the riots.
Yeah. You were here for those.
I
Bless
was here
your
for
soul.
those. Yeah. Which is so crazy. Like that was the one time you guys had a gun problem and it was just a one-time thing because like you said, no one has any guns. And
Right.
so a
They were
police
just
officer
setting fire to
shot
everything.
someone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then all hell broke loose because then everyone's like, all right, I'm going to air all the grievances we've had with this country through rioting, which was
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
crazy.
Now they just have protests that, you
I
know,
know.
they just have these massive, stop the oil, whatever, stuff. And they're, standing across the M25 or whatever. And people got to get to work and they're like, not this bullshit again. Or
Yeah.
they're dumping containers of milk. The
Oh my
vegans are
God.
out in full force dumping
Stop it. That's
containers
hysterical.
of milk.
I, I'm
It's
just sorry you guys got that human cold sore Steve Bannon involved with your politics because that's how Brexit happened and like all
right.
that shit. Yeah.
Oh God, he's the Nigel Farage of the
He's
state.
so
Like,
disgusting. I
honestly,
love that that guy's a white supremacist. I'm like, you can hold up a picture of like any beautiful black person and put it next to Steve Bannon. And I'm like, how do you think that you're actually superior to this human being in any way possible? Because you don't have pigment? Fuck
ridiculous.
off.
I say the same thing every time I see Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm like,
Yeah.
where did she come from? Like,
Oh, the depths of hell is where she came from.
honestly, it's like, who lifted that rock? I can't, I,
Yeah, even Satan was like, get out.
yeah, go to Congress, leave me alone.
Seriously.
It's just, I can't. It's like every day, it's like a circus, on the hill, and it it's funny, but it's not,
I
like
know.
they just do nothing for the American people. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God,
I
what?
mean, if there's expats that are in Brit listening right now and you can still vote in the United States, my God, please make sure you
Do
do.
it.
Our
I
democracy
do it
is,
by mail. Like
thank
do it
God.
really far in advance. And I'm getting really good. Like the first few years I was fumbling and I didn't know, if it went through, and I was like, I didn't get an email,
Yeah.
and I was like a nervous wreck. And now I do it really, really early, and I can do stuff online, to get the process started. And I'm telling you, I do not walk up my high street for much, but I will walk up my high street to mail that form. Like honestly, I will Uber Eats a thing of milk before I'll walk and get it. But I am like, I'm taking this. I want to my own hands. I want to shove it in that red post box.
I
Like
love it.
I'm,
I love
yeah.
it.
So like that's the one thing I will leave the house for. Not much doctor's appointments, couple
Yeah.
of those next week. I'm like, oh, great, snow. I just saw we're getting snow.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah,
now,
you know what? You love that girl. You moved into a dreary weather city. It's a beautiful city, but there's a lot of dreary weather. You know what I can say though, and I don't know if you were there or anywhere around them. Your fireworks on New Year's Eve, I watched on
Oh,
CNN, were mind blowing. It was one of
there's
the
yeah,
most beautiful things I've ever seen.
what's really cool is I think we're just a little bit elevated, right? So we're about 10, 12 miles outside of the center of London where all that's happening.
Okay.
But you can see the colors in this, can't see a bit of firework, but you can see the changing colors in the sky. It's fantastic. And Hazel's got it even just a little bit better because her loft faces it, like we have to find different areas where we'll figure out.
I mean, just mind blowing. It was beautiful. And I know, listen, I know there's lesbians listening. It scares the animals. I get that. So don't think that I don't take that into consideration, but
this is what they do over here. BBC Radio plays classical music for your pets.
I love that.
Really?
Wow. This put little earbuds.
I was gonna say, how do you get that?
And like a thunder jacket, is that what they call them? Earmuffs for the thunder jacket. The dog's like,
honestly, earbuds I could see in Molly. But it's the funniest thing, like, because you can put the radio on TV here. They have like the radio channels, and it'll just like have this really soothing like classical radio, BBC4 for the
Does it bother your cat?
Happy New Year. And you just turn it up really loud and your pet just sleeps through the whole thing.
You walk in and your dog's like,
hey.
Does it bother the cats, Denise? Do they care? Or is it just the dogs? Just the dogs, right?
I think mostly dogs. Like my cats will literally sleep through anything except for a cheese wrapper. Then they do become dogs.
Yeah. What?
For the most
tuna fish? What?
Yeah. What is that? Turkey? You got turkey?
Yep. You got turkey in there? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, it's a tampon. Go back to bed. Everything's fine.
Just sleep, right? Just opening a magazine thing. But they pretty much sleep through it. My littlest one gets a little skittish, like for the first like 5 or 10 minutes when it starts happening, especially on over here. We have Guy Fawkes Night on November 5th, which is fireworks and bonfires, but every local, park and city council has their own. So it's just insane. So for the first 10 minutes of that, she'll go underneath an end table and just sit there like perfectly housed and sheltered, but like this.
Oh.
And then after she realizes it's not going to stop, then she kind of gets used to it and she's fine. But it's a joke over here. The best part is following along at a Facebook neighborhood group.
Oh God.
Insane about it.
I bet.
They are ready to drop bags of dog shit on their neighbor's porch because they're so upset with them blowing off fireworks. It's like, oh my God, dude, this is the best part of a fireworks holiday right here.
Oh my God. Okay, so on a non-political note, and I know this isn't my podcast, you're hosting. Are you watching Naked Attraction?
Yes. I found it by accident, and I'm like, "What is this show?" I'm like, "Wow, there's a lot of seasons." I thought it was just one season.
Oh my God, it's been on for
there's like 12 now.
Yeah, it's and the host was married to Sue Perkins, who's a lesbian over here.
Oh, the host is fabulous, by the way. She makes me laugh because every time someone has to vote someone off, she always sounds shocked and just really upset. She goes, "Why? Why orange?" Every time. Why? Is it because his ball sack is too? Why?
No, they're so graphic. I had to tell you, man, the first time I ever saw that, it was great because Hazel and Gemma like sat me down and were like, "You got to watch this show."
And then all of a sudden there was a prosthetic leg and an elephant tattoo. And you were like, what is happening?
What is happening? There's a wang in front of my face on regular TV.
Listen,
I know.
This is what I'll say. If we had that kind of a show in the United States, because we're such a prude, puritanical society, we wouldn't have nearly as many eating disorders because you guys normalize bodies like they should be. They're all different. Yes. Some are fat, some is a big labia, some's a short one. That one's not circumcised. We don't know. Right. If that was what we saw growing up, all of these little girls wouldn't have this vision of Hollywood that they think they have to personify and have this perfect body.
Forehead every 5 days,
I love it. Not to mention the little scientific things you learn on the cartoons in the middle of it. I love it.
That surprised me about that show was the different body types for one person. Like they didn't, I guess, pre-ask the person, what do you like? Do you like a slender
Oh,
body?
they
Or what?
give them,
They
they give
just
them the
gave them,
whole option.
they give them one thing that they find attractive. And so every
Oh,
person behind that box knows that they have at least one of those things, regardless of what their body looks like.
One
They
trait
maybe
or whatever, right?
tattoos or yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
and I was like
piercing.
so surprised because I was like, this can't be what it is. Like when the first time I watched it and they
Oh no.
the
Oh yeah.
lower part up, I'm like, or let's open the box or whatever. The first thing you see is the lower part. I'm like, I don't think it's going to be that, and it was. And I just
Right? I know. My favorite is when they say, I'm going to make yellow go home, and they lift the box and they're like, this is John from Brisbane and he's an accountant. And John walks out all naked and gives her
right.
an awkward hug. And I'm
Oh
like,
my God. Yes. Yes. It's like
Yeah, yes.
and
I
these poor guys, as
seriously
a woman, what part of our body can we not control while we're walking? And these
Right.
poor guys are like, it's nice to
Yes.
meet you. And you're like,
seriously. Oh my God. It's like being in Thailand, like watching the elephants,
oh my
It's
God,
a
it's so
crazy thing to me.
funny.
I
And
just
in Britain,
bored.
not a lot of men are circumcised. And so that's different for the United States because it's a big puppet show. Like you're like, what's coming out
Where
next?
I
Was
can't.
another thing I was surprised to see because I just never thought about it, and I
Yeah,
wow.
How are you guys allowed to watch that? Where is that airing?
it's on Netflix.
Oh, right. That's right. That's,
Yeah,
oh my God. It is honestly. And the other show that I absolutely adore over here is Gogglebox. And that was
not heard of it.
the people's couch, basically,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
right? Cameras on people while they're watching TV, but
yeah.
they're watching stuff like Naked Attraction.
Oh my
So it's
God.
even better because then you're getting like a little. The
Oh
people
my,
in Wales are the best, man, because you can barely understand what they're saying.
I'm sure. I'm sure. My friends
Oh,
are always like, but is it like all these perfect people and beautiful people like The Bachelor? And I was
oh
like,
no.
no, this is what, like, think Orange is the New Black and Wentworth. It's Wentworth.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Not that
Really
everyone
is.
on Wentworth isn't super attractive, but they're real. Like, it's funny
right,
because, like,
right.
the cast of Wentworth in real life is super hot, but they really did a good job of ugling them up because
Yeah,
it's a prison show. But
right.
Orange
Yeah,
is the New Black, not so much. So I said
Not
it's
so
like
much,
the
right?
Wentworth of a dating game.
Yeah.
right, right. It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
So true. Honest to God, I will 100% stand behind this that, like you will see it's such a an eclectic mix of people over
Yeah.
here from everywhere, Eastern European, Northern European, Middle East. And it's, like, it's just crazy to me. Like my corner store, I have no idea where these people are from. I mean, they're
Right.
friendly, they're super friendly and stuff. But if somebody said, is that Turkish? Is that Pakistani? I don't know.
I don't
And
know.
I don't know how to read a label on anything. So like when I
Oh,
go in and I'm looking for like some, kind of pasta thing or whatever, and I'm like, am I sure it's pasta? Like, I don't know.
oh my God, that's funny.
And then I'll just
Yeah.
hold it up to the lady and
You're
I'll be
still assimilating. You're still learning.
like, twirly
Yeah.
pasta or what is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I know I'm still assimilating after all these years.
Jeez.
This is honestly, I get everything from television. I really, really do. But
That's how a lot of
I
people I know
love
in the other countries learn English by watching American television, which
exactly,
is interesting.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. When I went to get my biometrics done for my indefinite leave to remain, we had to go up to a place near Birmingham, and I'm sitting in this little office, and I'm the only American, and I don't know what anybody else is, but I know that I'm the only American, right? So I'm sitting next to this guy, and he says, like, where are you from? Where are you from? And I said, the United States. And he said, ooh, what part? And I said, Florida. And he was like, Miami. And I'm like, well, kind of, oh, I love Miami. And I'm like, really? Have you been? No, I watched CSI. And I'm like,
Oh,
oh,
see,
I see. See?
that's
like
funny.
Liberty City is nothing like
Yeah,
CSI
like what?
Miami, right?
Yeah,
Glossy, sleek, Corvettes, water, like it's nothing like that. One
Nothing.
wrong turn and you're in Overtown. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So yeah, it cracks me up. That's their thing. Or Orlando. That's the other thing that
right.
they
Yeah,
associate. oh, like Mickey Mouse. Like, yeah.
Right. Disneyland World, Disney World. Yeah.
It's
That's like me with fake London, Denise, with the split, how
JD watched one show, and it's in this very niche little area of London.
all the
And
rich
like
lawyers.
every time she sees a picture of like the London Eye, she goes, "Oh, I see that on my show."
That's funny.
But I've been watching The Sin again. It's a sin.
It's a sin, yeah. But that's old timey, yeah, yeah.
That's back in the 80s, but I cannot understand a Scottish accent. Like one of the guys.
Oh, a real thick one's hard.
Yeah, I have to like rewind it and like there are certain things.
Subtitles are your friend. Yeah, subtitles. Remember when we had Horse on and I was freaking out?
Yes.
The Horse is a musician, lesbian musician from Scotland, and I've worked with her a couple of times, like hosting music events and stuff. And afterwards, we would be, having some food or whatever in the green room and hanging out. And every word she said, I would look at Gemma like,
what? Yeah.
So I was so nervous when we had her on the podcast all these years later. I'm telling JD, if we just have to say pardon or excuse me or what was that? Because it's going to be so tough. But she's really slowed it down. Like
good.
We actually didn't have a problem. We got through the whole thing without having to say what.
Good.
I know. I felt so smart. Wow, it's really happening. I'm able to understand it. Then I'll meet someone from Newcastle and be like, oh, right back in the beginning. Right back in the beginning. Manchester, Newcastle.
They understand you?
Who?
Do they understand you? Do the Brits understand you when you speak?
Yes.
Like,
oh yeah, totally.
I love that you and I are like, pardon?
I've got the Long Island.
Is that a Long Island accent? Pardon me?
So hard to understand.
It was perfect. It was so timely. We couldn't say that better.
They're like those Scottish people. What?
Oh my God.
Turns out I'm the one no one understands.
What is going on? No, they always recognize it. I mean, honestly, after 2016, when I was working in the pub and people would come in and they'd be like, "Oh, you're American. Where are you from?" I would be like, "No, I'm Canadian." I just don't, because they would be like, just shitting all over Trump and everything. I think, DeSantis is there's just something wrong with him.
There definitely is something. The man can't smile. He's this
I watch it over and over again when they zoom in. I watch it a million times. I can't. I'm like, oh wow.
It's so weird.
They banned the dictionary. They banned the dictionary.
They're insane. And listen, I know there's good people in Florida. I feel so bad because there's so many people that believe in equity and they're anti-racist and they're not homophobic and transphobic, but they can't move out of Florida because one, either they can't afford to, or two, they don't want to. That's their home, and you've got to now live with this fucking dictator. As I spit on my computer, really mad about it.
I know. I swear to God, I just thought, oh my God, I have so many pocket dictionaries, like in a drawer. I could just put them in a coat, and when I go, kid, come here.
Hey, look at this.
Dictionary?
You want one of these?
Dictionary? You want a dictionary?
You want a dictionary? How about that?
I don't understand.
Black market.
Oh my God, I know. You know what that is? A thesaurus. Don't tell them. Those are extra. The thesaurus is extra.
Where people are moving down. I don't understand why everyone is moving here. As a person that lives here, it's too crowded anyway, but it's like, I never liked living here. I moved down because my family moved down and I was younger and, you have a business, you start a life, whatever. But I just saw that Florida is the #1 place in America where people are moving to.
I hope it's northern Florida. I really do.
I know.
No, it's like Palm Beach. It's like Palm Beach. I think it was because it was like a poll for people with money, like the mansion buying people, like $1 million realty. But
I also think if you look at the rest of the country, even though there's the hurricanes that hit Florida, it's like the least of the natural disasters. Like California has got the earthquakes and the fires and everything else. Maybe it's the weather and the least of the damage. I have no idea. I just don't know why anyone would move there unless they believe in fascism.
I know what part of it is.
Part of it. And now permitless open carry?
You guys also don't have state tax, do you? Or did I make that up?
We do.
Don't have state tax. We don't have state tax on your
tampons. On your tampons.
Oh, well, on the tampons.
Mm-hmm.
I just say on your paycheck. That's why people like to move down here. You don't get a state tax taken out of your paycheck, but the people like in the upper you know, buying the $1 million realty people, this is, I don't know if it's the only state, but it's one of the states where you could never be sued and they can take your house. So a lot of people that are doing things that are like a little like shady, like to buy their real estate here, because if that's your house that you live in, they can't take your house if they're suing you for something.
Interesting.
So I did find that out from people who are probably doing things shady, and that's the reason they moved down here. So
they can't take it from bankruptcy.
I mean,
but I think that's why
attracting the best of people down here.
No, really shocking. Yeah. I'm excited to go do the 2 shows in Florida, just because I know I get to cause a little havoc and give some people a reprieve and sort of that little pressure, you know, the pressure that's built up to sort of release some of it for everybody.
Yes. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. Like it'll be fun. Yeah. I think I think you'll it's like a homecoming of sorts, but you will see a lot of familiar faces. It'll be great. Good for you. I'm so happy for you. And
thanks, honey.
You have the Tampa shows.
Got the Tampa show on January 28th. And then I have 3 HRC galas. There's one in New York. There's one in South Florida at Fort Lauderdale. And then there is one in North Carolina. After that, I am actually going back to Bend, Oregon. I'm headlining a gay and lesbian ski week, an LGBTQI ski week that is also open to allies. So if you are in Central Oregon, get a ticket to that show. It's March 8th, and it's going to be a blast.
That will be amazing. And you know, what's funny, Donna's son lives in Bend, Oregon. Oh. So who knows if she's visiting, because they just had a baby. So
cute.
That would be great. She'll just follow you around the map. Just
perfect. I haven't seen her in so long. Give her a big squeeze.
You'll have a blast. It's so good to catch up with you, Dana Goldberg.
You too.
Enjoy your evening, and I wish you well. And
thank you.
Whatever else you got coming up, just let us know, and we'll
absolutely.
Yeah.
And if people are interested about my website, just go to danagoldberg.com. My schedule is going to be on there. I need to update it. And if you want to follow me on the social media, it's just DG Comedy.
I do. I see you. I'm like just getting into threads now. So
I have to remember to post there. Yeah.
Don't forget, it's getting fun.
I know.
A lot of queers.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go hang out with the queers.
So much less toxic than the other place.
Good.
Yeah. You'll love it. Okay. See you there.
All right. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Take care. See ya.
Why do you always run?
Like, never stop chasing your dreams.
We drank way too much whiskey.
See?
My addiction is you. Don't ask me why I'm here tonight. I had to take this midnight drive to find you. And as I come in through the door, I see her dancing on the floor beside you. Why do you always run back to the lover you once knew? You're addicted to her touch, that's true. And I confess, my addiction is you. You look at me and in my eyes you see the hurt I can't disguise. I watch you, and though it seems I look right through, I'm noticing your every move. She's got you. Why do you always run back to the lover you once knew? You're addicted to her touch, reveals my rage and madness. And knowing you can read my mind consumes me in a shameful kind of sadness. Why do you always run back to the lover you once knew? You're addicted to her touch, that's true. And I confess, my addiction is you. You are my drug, my ever-waking need. I got you in my blood. You've got me on my knees. Why do you always run back to the lover you once knew? You're addicted to her touch, that's true. And I